In the deep hush of the jungle, where the air is thick with mist and morning light, a lioness gave birth to a single cub. The cub, fragile and trembling, pressed itself against its mother for warmth. But fate, both cruel and silent, had written a different path. The mother, exhausted from her final effort, closed her eyes and did not rise again. The tiny cub, barely aware of the world, lifted its head in search of comfort, only to be met with stillness. Alone, vulnerable, and without guidance, the cub's journey began not with a roar of strength, but with the silence of loss. Lost in confusion, the cub wandered, until the sound of gentle bleating carried through the air. A flock of sheep moved slowly across an open meadow, their bodies clustered close, their voices soft and familiar. The cub, with no mother to teach it the ways of its kind, moved toward them. And to its surprise, they did not push it away. Instead, they allowed it to walk among them. Day by day, the cub watched and learned. It lowered its head to the grass, nibbling clumsily at the green blades. It bleated instead of roaring, imitating the sound of those around it. In its innocence, the cub believed, truly believed, that it was one of them. Seasons passed. The cub grew taller, stronger, heavier, yet it never questioned its place among the sheep. It grazed on grass, ignoring the hunger deep inside that longed for something more. Though its body became the body of a lion, its mind remained trapped in the gentle rhythm of the flock. It never roared. It never hunted. It never stood apart. The young lion lived in quiet imitation, unaware of the strength that coiled within its chest, a strength waiting to awaken. One day, from the edge of the forest, another presence stirred. An old lion, strong despite the years etched across his face, watched the flock from the shadows. His gaze fixed not on the sheep, but on the figure within them. A lion, moving like a sheep, eating like a sheep, and bleating like a sheep. The old lion's eyes widened with disbelief. This was no ordinary sight. Here stood a creature of power, unaware of its birthright, chained by imitation, hidden beneath borrowed habits. With a deep growl, the old lion stepped forward. The flock scattered in panic, white wool flashing across the meadow as the old lion charged forward. But the young lion did not roar. It did not stand tall. Instead, it trembled, crouching low, eyes wide with fear. "Please, do not harm me," it cried, its voice filled with desperation. "I am only a sheep." The old lion stopped, stunned by the words. A sheep? No, this was no sheep. This was a lion denying its own blood, its own nature, its own truth. The old lion did not strike, nor did he turn away. Instead, he led the trembling young one toward the river that wound silently through the valley. "Look," he commanded, his voice steady. The young lion bent forward, eyes meeting the surface of the water. And there, staring back, was not the soft image of a sheep, but the fierce, undeniable face of a lion. Its mane, though still young, framed a face of strength. Its eyes burned with the fire of its true nature. In that single moment, the illusion shattered. The young lion gasped, breath catching in its chest, as it saw, truly saw, for the first time. The old lion's voice broke the silence. "You are not a sheep. You were never a sheep. You are a lion, born to lead, born to roar." The young lion lifted its head, the weight of truth filling its lungs. And from deep within, a sound began to rise. It was not the timid bleat of imitation, but the thunderous roar of awakening. The roar shook the valley, scattering echoes into the sky, rolling like storm clouds across the earth. The young lion stood tall, no longer lost, no longer confused, no longer trapped in a borrowed life. At last, it had remembered who it truly was. So ends the story of the lion who thought it was a sheep. A tale not just of animals, but of us all. How often do we wear the masks of others? How often do we silence our own roar, believing ourselves less than what we are? But reflection, truth, and the guidance of those who see us clearly can awaken the power hidden within. For within each of us lies a roar waiting to be freed, a reminder that we are more than the roles we inherit, more than the fears we carry, and more than the limits others place upon us. We are, each of us, born to awaken.